Hi guys, welcome back to Barbecue for Beginners UK. On this video we're going to be looking at this MEATER Plus wireless Bluetooth thermometer. Going to do a pork shoulder today, pork butt. It's going to end up as pulled pork basically. We're going to do that on the Kamado outside today. It's a nice day out there today, so should be good to cook. Let's have a look inside the box, see what we've got. Okay, the MEATER Plus wireless smart meat thermometer. 5 times more range it says on there. So this is an upgrade to the original one that they put out. So let's have a look inside, see what we've got. Plastic sticker on the back, plastic seal. Do you remember the iPhone video a couple of years ago? There's some guy in Australia trying to get his phone out of the box like I'm trying to do here. And he shook it and shook it and shook it, and suddenly it opened, but it the iPhone ended up on the floor smashed, but nothing like that today. Finally, okay. Look at that. So we've got the few bits of literature, I presume it's instructions. MEATER information, it's in French I think. MEATER Plus, getting started, okay. Well, it's a nice little wooden box, so that comes out of there. Yeah, it looks really nice. It's the actual unit itself. Always insert meat past, well, I guess that's going to be important. Always insert into meat past this line to avoid damage. Okay, I'll keep that in mind when we use it. What's this on the back? Oh, that's good. It's got battery inside already. That's good. It's got the little plastic thing on there, so we need to remove the plastic just to get the connection going. Okay, put that back on. Okay, the first thing that needs to be done, if you're planning on using one of these, don't expect to use it straight away, because it says straight away I need to charge it for 4 hours. So, place it back into the box. Look at that. And that should be charging according to this. Yeah, so we'll let that charge away for 4 hours or however long it takes. In the meantime, we're going to download the app that you need to use for your smartphone. I use an iPhone, but it'll work on Android as well. So we'll have a look at the app. Okay, we've got the app installed, and the meter does come in various different guises. You can see you've got the full probe one and a single one, and then the one that we're after is in the center there. So just have a look through, see what we've got. Nice graphics on here, I have to say. So it just goes through the instructions, and we're just going to basically follow what it says, make sure it's fully charged. So as you can see, it's just a case of going through each of the screens as we come to them. The safety notch that you can see there is what we saw at the beginning of the video with the that label, making sure you push that in as far into the meat past that safety notch. And for the next screen, as you can see, notifications are not yet enabled. We're still setting this up, so we're going to allow it to send notification. Okay, the meter unit's charged up. We've given it 4 hours, so it should be ready to go. So we're going to get pork shoulder ready. I've already had it in the fridge overnight with some salt on it just to help penetrate the meat, and that helps hold the moisture into the meat as well. So let's get this the rub onto it. Okay, there's our pork. It had string on it from the butcher's already, and I had to take that string off just to cut off the pork rind, which I didn't want to leave to cook, so I want to get the rub all over the actual meat rather than on the rind. So I just actually baked that in the oven last night and made some nice pork scratchings. So we're going to use this stuff today. It's from Angus and Oink, Meat Co Lab, Porky's White Chick, a rub for white meat, which is pork as it says on there. So I'm going to give this a liberal coating of the rub. Of course, I'm going to take off. Give this a liberal coating of the rubber. Gently tuck it in. This is going to help give us a lovely bark on the pork. It's already quite, I mean, some people put mustard and stuff on this beforehand, but this is already pretty moist because, as I said, the salts help bring out some of the moisture, which helps the rub to stick. Sounds crazy that it brings out the moisture because we want to keep it as juicy as we can, but trust me, it works. There we go. I'm just going to let this fella hang out for a little bit, just let it take that rub on board, and then we'll insert the MEATER Plus probe that we've got and get it on the barbecue. We're going to use the Kamado Pit Boss Kamado, which you've seen on previous videos, I think. Okay, we'll put the probe in and crack on. Remember we said before on the probe it does have a little line there, about a third away from the top. And it says to insert that at least in the top of the meat, so rather than the side, because if it's in the side any moisture might leak out the side, so we'll put it straight in the top, in the thickest part, which is about there. As it says, right down. So that is just below the specified line. So this is the end bit, and this is what gives you your external temperature around the actual barbecue inside, and obviously inside the meat is your internal meat temperature. We'll go through the temperatures required for this cook in a minute. Okay, as you can see we're up to about, let's see, 110 Celsius, 225, something like that, just creeping up a little bit more, so we're probably about ready to get the meat on, so let's do just that, let's get the meat on. One thing I didn't add, you can just see the top vent there, it's kind of between 1 and 2, maybe just slightly in favour of the 1, so maybe 1 1/4 open. And the bottom vent, it was wide open to begin with, just while we got it up to temperature, but obviously the more air you've got going in there, it's just going to get hotter and hotter, so you've got to be careful we close those dampeners before it gets out of control. So I've closed the bottom dampener, so it's probably about a finger's width open. I don't know if you can see that down there. Try and avoid it. Open out there. It's probably about, maybe about a finger, and just one section of those little holes in there as well. A little burp. On she goes. I'm just going to let this sit. I'm not going to do anything at all. I'm just going to let it sit there for at least a couple of hours before I check on it. Okay, so we're back into the app again, and as you go through the various different stages, you can change. It basically tells you everything you want to know about the cook. It's just like a little demo at the beginning here while it sets up. Really good. It's an impressive app. Very simple to use. It shows you the connections. The box you can see in the middle there acts as like a little booster. So it gives you like double the range from wherever your barbecue is into your living room or wherever you happen to be. But it has got a really good range, and during this whole cook I found there was no dropouts at all. Very, very good. As you can see, there's all different things you can use. Alexa is compatible. You can share your cooks by logging in, choosing your own password. You can share your cooks online if you want to. There's a whole range of different things you can do with this. I'm just typing my details in there, but we'll skip this bit. So it says setup's complete. Then we go to the next stage. Oh, it's actually telling me there was an update available. So first thing you need to do, obviously, if it tells you there's an update for your hardware, then obviously you need to download the software. It says here normally takes 8 to 10 minutes, so we'll get that process done. Okay, the next process, you go through the menu and it's just basically pick out whatever you're going to be cooking, or you can do it manually. In this case, we're going to be smoking a pork butt, a pork shoulder, as we already said. So just go through the different settings and you can find exactly which temperatures you want to cook it to. So I'm going to change that up to the, what's on USD, change that to smoke, which is what we're going to do. As you can see here, this is saying with 3 hours, 41 minutes in. And I'm still getting to grips with the different menus on here, but it's going to show us the actual graph of the temperature of the barbecue going up and the meat temperature going up as well, which you'll see in a second. There you go, so you can see the actual temperature going up, time versus temperature, and you can just scroll across either side. You can see the temperature, the ambient, which is the temperature inside the barbecue itself, timeline, and the ice for internal air in the center. Okay, time for a little bit of maintenance. Sorry for the background noise. They're building some new houses across the road, so anyway, hopefully you can still hear what I'm saying. The temperature's hanging out nicely. Just going to do some maintenance. Oh yeah, looking good. I'm going to top up that water can, which I forgot to mention earlier. Beautiful. And we're going to check the fuel situation. It's been on a good few hours now, so I want to make sure we're not going to run out of fuel. It's from this place, Durham Wildlife Trust. These guys, well, it's all sustainable charcoal. Not the biggest chunks in the world, but it works okay for what we're doing today. Lid down. Okay, back to the graph again. You can see the green of the readings there. You can see the temperatures going up and down, and that's each time I've opened the lid of the barbecue. Obviously, it drops when I open the lid to put some more water in the water pan, and then the purple one below, you can see the more smoother thing, just the internal temperature of the meat from the probe. And again, you can scroll backwards and forwards just to see what the various temperatures were, time versus temperature, which I think is a really cool feature. Okay, so it's saying it's got 9 minutes left on the cook. It obviously knows that because it's my internal temperature that I've requested. But you can see it's taken me 15 hours. Now, the reason for that is you can do it quicker because I get ready for the stall, which is where the meat begins to kind of get sweat on the outside. Same as if you're doing a marathon run or whatever. You're going to get sweaty on the outside of your skin, and that cools you down. It's exactly the same with meat, but you can do something called a Texas crunch and wrap the meat in a tin foil, and you put a bit of liquid in there, which will really speed the process up. But for this one, because I had the time, I just wanted to just leave it as it was. Didn't use any tin foil, didn't wrap it. I just let it power through the stall. It took a long time, as you can see, but the results are going to be worth it, that's for sure. Okay, so here we are, I think about 14 hours later. Not sure of the time. Anyway, okay. Been a long cook. Let's zoom in on the actual meat. There's the probe. You can see that probe there, still been the whole cook. It's done a very good job. It's been pretty accurate as far as I can tell anyway, so we'll soon find out if it's cooked or not. As you can see, these claws are really good. If you get some of these, get them on Amazon pretty easily. As you can see, the pork is definitely cooked. It's nice and juicy. It smells good too. Oh, it smells really good actually. Okay guys, that's it. That's the cook done. You can see the pork's just like super juicy. It's really good. Simple bit of kit. That's your probe inside the meat. Outside the meat is your temperature probe for the external temperature of the barbecue. Inside temperature of the meat, it's a no-brainer. This is really, really good. There's no wires. There's nothing. I will use it over and over again. It's a really good bit of kit. Highly recommend it. Well done to you guys. MEATER Plus. Thumbs up from me. Buy one. It's a great bit of kit. Anyway, thanks guys for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you can do, please. That'd be great. And see you in the next video. Cheers.